Namaste, yogis. Thank you for coming to your mat today. The focus of our practice is grounding when life overwhelms. All we have to remember is our breath. So, to begin, allow your eyes to rest closed. Make sure that you're seated in a comfortable position, spine stretching long, shoulders softening down, eyes rest closed. Bring your focus to your breath. Allow your elbows to drop into your waist, root down through your sitting bones, and feel the breath come into the belly, travel up into the chest, rise into the throat, maybe as high as the crown of the head. And then with your exhale, press into the sitting bones to lengthen the spine as the breath travels down the back body. Allow the chin to tuck slightly. Feel openness across your heart. Taking a few more rounds of breath. And then soften your eyes open. Sitting here in a cross-legged position. For our practice today, you might choose to have 1 to 2 blocks, a strap, and maybe a blanket. You might choose also to place a blanket behind your sitting bones if you'd like more neutrality in your pelvis. Bring your fingertips behind. Inhale to lengthen the spine up. Hinging with your chest reaching forward, go ahead and lower down. Hands can stay behind or you can extend the arms forward. Reach those fingertips, lengthen up and out of your pelvis. And exhale, leading with the heart towards your fingertips. On your next in-breath, walk your hands back towards your body. Bring the fingertips behind. Switch the cross of your legs. Sitting up nice and tall once again, rooting through those sitting bones. In-breath lifts the heart. Exhale, hinge and fold. Hands can stay behind or again reaching the arms forward, creating enough space for the head, neck, and shoulders by feeling the shoulder blades move down the back. Lengthening the waist out of the pelvis. Inhale, reach the heart forward. Exhale, soften and fold. Slowly walking the hands back towards the body. Fingertips on either side of your hips on the mat. Inhale to get tall. And then exhale, bring the soles of the feet together for Baddha Konasana. You can rest your hands on the inner knees or in towards your shins. Sit up tall, hinge the heart forward, and now we're going to move in trunk rotations. Start in whatever direction the body would like to move. Allow the rotations to be as wide and big or short as needed to support the needs of the body. Taking a few more rotations here. And then the next time the heart reaches back towards center, begin rotating it in the opposite direction. This allows the outer hips to begin to loosen. You can even add depth with the shoulders, dropping them down as you reach forward, reaching them back as you come towards the back of the pelvis. Breathe into the sides of the waist. One more rotation here. And the next time you come towards center, pause and hold. Forearms can come to the insides of the shins. Heart reaches towards the feet. Allow the back of the neck to be long. And then bringing your thumbs to the inner arches of the feet, begin massaging the soles of the feet. Taking good care of the feet as they walk through this earth. One of our main points of grounding. You can even make rotations with the thumbs around the ball mount of the big toe, moving down the soles of the feet, the ball mounds of the second, third, fourth, and then pinky toe. And then moving the thumbs back to rotate around, massaging the inner and outer heels. You can continue like this, or if you like, taking your right fingers to your left toes, interlace your fingers between the toes, and then the left hand, interlace the right toes. Taking a moment here to rock the toes back and forth, creating space, so that when we ground through the soles of our feet, we can take up as much space as possible, creating freedom for the toes, for the feet, finding our true grounding. And then go ahead and release. Bring the knees together. Slowly transition to neutral table. Bring the palms right beneath the shoulders, fingers spread wide, the knees below the hips. Draw the belly in. Press into the hands, straighten through the arms, squeeze those forearms together. Drawing in deep inhale here. And then exhale, round the back, tuck the chin into the chest, bring the gaze in between the thighs. Continue to press the spine up, creating as much space between the vertebrae as possible, especially in the area of the thoracic spine. That's the area right between the shoulder blades. We'll hold one more breath here. And then inhale, lift your heart, reach your tail up and back, create length in the back of the neck, create length across the belly. Inhale here, and exhale, round the back, moving through cat-cow and moving with your breath. Each inhale brings the heart forward, shoulder blades melt down. And each exhale rounds the back, tuck the tail, gaze comes between the thighs. Taking a few more rounds here. Coming back to neutral table. Step the hands one hand distance forward on the mat. Tuck all 10 toes. Lift those hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Take a few rounds of breath here. Walking it out. Bending one knee deep. Bending the other knee deep. Lowering the opposite heel. Swaying the hips. Reaching the chest back towards the thighs. Spreading the fingers wide. Squeezing the forearms together. Feeling the shoulders moving down the back. Couple more rounds of breath, just like this. And then step your feet about 1 foot's distance forward and bring them as wide as the mat. Pressing into the heel of the right hand, spread those fingers wide. Bring the left arm beneath the right and reach it to the outer edge of the right calf, ankle, or thigh. Soften that right knee as you need to find your clasp, pressing into the right heel of the hand, and lower the right heel down and back, reaching the right hip up towards the sky. One more breath here. And then exhale, release the left hand down, shake those hips from side to side, opening up the backs of the thighs. And then pressing into the left hand, rooting the heel of the hand, the base of each of the fingers. Soften your left knee if you'd like. Reach the right hand underneath the left arm to the outer edge of the left leg. Pressing into the left heel, reaching the left hip up and back, maybe bending the right elbow towards the earth. One more in-breath here. And then exhale, release the right hand down. Bring the feet back to neutral. Soften the knees, press the hips up and back, chest reaches back towards the thighs. And then exhale, make your way to the top of the mat. Landing in forward fold. Feet can be hip width distance apart or big toes to touch. Heels separate slightly. Soften the knees as much as you need to. Let go of the head. Fingertips can dangle, touching the earth or clasping on to opposite elbows. Taking a couple rounds of breath here. Grounding through our forward fold, spreading the toes wide, rooting through the four corners of the feet. Then inhale, bring your fingertips to your shins, lift halfway up. Nice long spine. Exhale, soften and fold, let go of the head. Root down to rise up, arms extend, palms come to touch. Exhale, palms to heart. Taking a moment here to set an intention for your practice. Something that will guide you today on the mat and something you can carry with you off the mat. Moving through 3 rounds of half sun salutations, rooting through the soles of the feet. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, soften and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Root down to rise up, arms extend. Exhale, palms come back to the heart. Again, inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Keep those knees soft as you need to. Inhale, fingertips to shins, heart lifts. Exhale, soften and fold. Root down to rise up, inner thighs, roll back. Exhale, palms to heart. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, soften and fold. Root to rise, arms come back to the top. Exhale, palms to heart. Go ahead and reach the arms behind. Interlace the fingers or take a strap in between the hands. Feel the arms lengthen down towards the tail. Pull the belly and root into the feet. Firm the thighs. Lift the gaze up. Soften the knees. Exhale, fold. Bring a strap between the hands if you need to. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Feel the shoulder blades move down the back. One more breath here. Stay in your fold. Release the hands to the earth. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, plant the palms. Step it back to dog. Inhale, forward plank pose. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin or chaturanga to the earth. Keep the hands planted. Inhale, cobra, tops of feet press, elbows squeeze in. Exhale, lower down. Press into the palms, make your way back to dog pose. Inhale, right leg lifts. Good. Exhale, step the right foot forward. Untuck the back toes. Press into the right heel, firm the thighs. Inhale, arms reach up. Soften the inner shoulders away from the ears. Hug the thighs in towards each other. Activate the back leg by pressing into the top of the foot. Inhale here. Exhale, release the hands to frame the foot. And you might choose to bring blocks in here. We're going to pull the hips back for Ardha Hanumanasana. Blocks come beneath the hands, which rest beneath the shoulders. Left knee comes beneath the left hip. Right heel drives into the earth, toes curl towards the shin so that that right knee doesn't lock. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, hinge and fold. Lead with the heart. Make any adjustments that you need to, lowering the props, releasing the props. Take a couple more rounds of breath here. And then slowly lower the sole of the right foot down. We're going to bring the hands to the inside of that right foot. Pivot on the left knee so the left knee comes off the right side of the mat. Bring the hands to the hips. Bend the right knee forward. Extend the arms to a T. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. Couple more rounds of breath here. This is like a variation of Warrior Two, but from the left knee rather than the left foot. And then you might choose to bring a block into play here. Keep pressing into the sole of the right foot as you straighten the right leg, reaching that right arm up and back. Left hand comes off towards the back side of the mat. It might rest on a block or on the earth. Activate through that right heel as you reach the right fingertips up and back. Enjoy a nice side bend stretch here, reaching through that pinky finger, reaching through the right heel and the right ball of the foot. In breath here. And then exhale, come back through center, keeping that right leg straight. Reach with the right fingertips and then bring that right hand to the shin or to a block as the left arm reaches up and over. Now extending through that left side body from that left knee, left outer thigh, all the way up through the side of the waist, underneath the arm, and through that pinky finger. Holding the head in neutral, chin aligns with the center of the chest. One more in-breath here. Good. Release that left hand down, soften that right knee forward, bring the hands to frame that front foot. Slowly tuck the toes on the back foot, lifting into supported straight leg lunge. Heart lifts forward. Good. Exhale. Step it back to plank pose. From here, knees, chest, and chin or chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And exhale, making your way back to downward facing dog. Left leg rises on the in-breath. Exhale, left foot comes forward. Drop that right knee down. Inhale, arms reach up. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. Hug the thighs toward each other. Drive that left heel into the mat and spread the toes wide. Activate through pressing the top of the back foot into the mat, strengthening through that psoas as we open. In breath here. Exhale, hinge those hips back, lowering the hands to blocks or to the mat. Press the left heel down, curl the toes back. Inhale, lifts the heart. And exhale, hinge and fold. Keep pressing that left heel down, activating that left leg. We want to make sure that that left knee doesn't lock out so that as we're lengthening, we're also strengthening. Good. One more in-breath here. And exhale, lower the sole of the left foot down. Walk the hands to the inside of the left foot. Pivot on the right knee so the toes are now coming off of the left side of the mat. Inhale, opens it up right into that warrior two, that low warrior two shape. Bending through that left knee, hinging the hips towards the front of the mat, squeezing the inner thighs toward each other. Soften the gaze over that left middle finger. Couple more rounds of breath here. And then finding that block if you'd like to use it, placing it in the right hand, pressing into the left heel as you straighten that leg. Lower the block to the mat, reach the left arm up and over. Extend through the whole left side of the body. Allow that left leg to be strong. In-breath here. Using the strength of the core to come back up through to center. Block comes into the left hand. Reaching with those fingertips, place your hand on the shin or a block or the earth. Reaching the right arm up and over. Moving right into gateway pose. Breathe into the right side of the ribs. Feel the left ribs reach forward. Bring that right arm back up and over. Soften through that left knee. Then release the hands to frame that front foot. Pivot back on that right knee to straighten that leg. Pausing here in a straight leg lunge. In breath here. Exhale back to plank pose. You're welcome to come to child's pose, to down dog, or move through the flow. You can lower the knees to the mat or come straight down through chaturanga. Inhale, lift cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a couple of rounds of breath here, in through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth, cleansing breaths. Then soften your knees, look between your hands, and come almost to the top of the mat. Bring the toes out, heels in, lower right into squat. So sometimes in squat, it's hard to lower the heels to the mat. You can take the blanket behind the heels. You can also sit on a block if that gives you support. Because the goal isn't necessarily to lower the heels or create strain for the Achilles. The goal is to open the inner thighs in the area of the groin. Elbows come to the inner knees, press palms together, heart lifts. Allow the knees to squeeze into the elbows and resist the elbows into the knees, creating that opening. Then we're going to place our left hand on the earth with the left shoulder on the inside of the left thigh or knee. Reach that right arm up into the twist. Now, if you'd like the energy of lifting the gaze towards that right hand, allow your gaze to reach upwards. If you're looking for grounding and more rooting today, bring your gaze back towards your left hand. Keep pressing into the ball mounds of the big toes. Draw the navel in. In breath here. And then exhale back to neutral. Palms press, heart lifts. Good. Then placing that right shoulder to the inside of the right knee. Extend the right palm out, press it down into the earth. Inhale, left arm lifts. And again, allow the gaze to follow where your energy is right now. If you need more grounding, keep it rooted. If you'd like to level your energy up, add a little bit more vibrancy to it, bring the gaze up towards the left hand. One more in-breath here. And then exhale, elbows to the inner knees, palms come back to the heart. Go ahead and bring the fingertips behind, lower down to a seat. Bring the feet forward and walk the hands behind you. Sitting up tall, allow the heart to lift. Take the right ankle on top of the left knee. For the seated hip opener, the seated pigeon, you control the depth of the opening. So you can walk your hands in towards your body, and you can also walk your left foot in closer towards your sit bones. Reach that right knee away, flex through the right foot, toes curl in towards that right shin. Keeping that right foot flexing will help stabilize the knee in this shape. Take a few rounds of breath here, giving yourself permission to make any adjustments that you might need. You can again walk the foot further away if you need to. Bring it in closer. By listening deeply to your body, you will know the answer. So don't be afraid to adjust as you're hanging out in a pose either. One more in-breath here. And then exhale, release that right foot down. Walk the feet forward as you need to. And then take the left ankle on the right thigh. Check in with your body, flex through that left foot. And then make any adjustments that you need to by bringing that foot in or further away. Work towards keeping that heart lifted and that spine long. Left knee reaches toward the front of the mat. Good. One more in-breath here. And exhale, release that left foot down. Cross at the ankles. Press into your palms. And then come right into a forward fold at the top of the mat. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Root down to rise up, arms extend. Exhale, palms to heart. Moving into another sun salutation series, we're going to start with Utkatasana, lowering the hips to the height of the knees. Bring the weight into the heels. Arms can reach up overhead. Palms can stay at heart, or arms can also move into a field goal shape. So adjust based on the needs of your body. If the shoulders are tight and the neck is restricted, soften and open, create some space. Sometimes the sheer energy of lifting arms up overhead can create some restriction. Palms at heart is your option. Listen to your body. We'll take a few more rounds of breath here. Drop those hips a little lower. Feel a magnetic force between the knees and allow the knees to track over the center line of the feet. One more inhale here. Exhale, forward fold. Hips lift up. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, plant the palms and step it back to plank pose. Inhale, in plank. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin or chaturanga. Cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, belly draws in, downward facing dog. Lower the left heel down, point the left toes to the front left corner of the mat. Step the right foot forward. We're preparing for warrior one. Setting up with hip width alignment for the feet creates more space for the hips. Set your foundation. Bring hands to hips. Lift the hip points up as the tail lengthens. Drop the knee over the ankle. Arms rise up overhead. Soften the inner shoulders. And again, arms can come out into that field goal shape if that creates more space. They can stay at hips or they can raise up overhead. One more in-breath here. Then we're going to open the arms big, backs of the hands reach toward each other, then flip the palms to interlace the hands. Again, if the shoulders are restricted, go ahead and find a strap. Bring the strap between the hands. Press into the right heel, lift the heart. Exhale, hinge and fold. Humble warrior, chest on the thigh or to the inside of the thigh with the arms reaching overhead. Right hip reaches back. Press into the heel of the right foot. Release any gripping toes and bring the gaze back towards that left foot. Press into the outer edge of that left foot. Find stability. Firm the thigh. In breath here. Exhale, hands come down. Step it back. Plank pose. Optional vinyasa. You can come to rest in child's or reach straight back to downward facing dog. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Coming into the second side, right heel grounds, right toes point towards the front right corner of the mat. Left foot steps forward. Create space. Set your grounding through your foundation. Root into the soles of the feet. Left knee comes bent. Inhale, reach up. Right hip reaches forward. Know the options for your arms. Choose one that works for you. One more inhale here. Exhale, interlace the awkward interlace on this side or use the strap. Lengthen the fingertips towards the floor. Inhale, lifts the heart. Exhale, hinge and fold, coming on top of or to the inside of that left thigh. One more in-breath. Exhale, release the hands to frame the foot. Step it back to plank pose. Move through your flow, come to dog or rest in child's. Nice cleansing breath here, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Soften the knees, look between the hands, step or walk or hop, come to the top of the mat. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Lower the hips to the height of the knees. Inhale, arms reach up. Utkatasana. And exhale, palms to heart, come to stand. Take a moment here, close your eyes. Checking in with yourself, bringing your intention to your mind's eye. And then release your hands. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, step it back to dog pose. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, right foot comes forward. Set the back foot down. Warrior two alignment, heel to arch. Open it up on the in-breath. Shoulders stack over hips. Right knee opens towards right pinky toe. Allow the arms to extend. Wrists are about the height of the shoulders. You can flip your palms to release any tension you might be carrying in your shoulders. On your next in-breath, right arm lifts, left arm travels down the back leg, joyful warrior. Set that lunge nice and deep. Press into that right heel to straighten the leg. Continue reaching back behind you with your right arm. Firm the right thigh. Exhale, arms come back through center. Reach with the fingertips right into trikonasana. Fingertips to a shin, to a block. Left arm reaches up. If there's any strain in the shoulder, you can flip the palm, bend the elbow, and place the hand towards that right hip. for a half bind, opening that left shoulder, bringing more stability to that area of the body. In breath here. Exhale, soften that right knee, release the hands to frame the foot. Come into a supported straight leg lunge just for a breath here. Then plant the palms, step that right leg up and back, three-legged dog. And if you like, you can reach that right knee up to be the highest part of your body right now, opening the hips. Press into the left shoulder to square the shoulders. And then bring the right knee forward to pigeon. So you might choose to use a blanket under the hip or a block under the hip, whatever you'd like to help find support and rest here. Fingertips come back by the hips to start, and double check that the knee is a little bit wider than the hip. Look back towards your left leg, tuck the toes, re-straighten the leg, press the top of the foot on the mat. Hug the thighs in towards each other, press into the outer edge of that right foot. In breath here, and then exhale, come on down. Come to the forearms if you like, rest your head on the block, or come all the way down, resting your head on the mat. Sometimes when our minds get busy, we forget to come to our breath. So here, when we're in this pose that can be demanding of us, allow yourself to come back to your breath. When thoughts begin to wander, our breath is there to support us. Paulo Coelho says, close some doors today, not because of pride, incapacity, or arrogance, but simply because they lead you nowhere. Come to this very moment with the breath. Experience the sensation in the hip, soften through the shoulders, and just be aware of what's happening. Take a couple more rounds of breath here. Bring softness to where you're feeling restriction. Consciously releasing, using each exhale to let that go. And then slowly walk your hands back. Press your palms into your mat, tuck your back toes, and step it back to dog or three-legged dog or whatever variation you'd like to release that right hip. Good. Moving on to the second side, left leg lifts. If you'd like, you can bend that knee, open the hip, press into that right hand to lift the right shoulder. And then step that left foot forward in between the hands. Lower the back foot down, heel to arch alignment. Press into the soles of the feet. Open it up, warrior two. Shoulders stack above the hips, left knee opens. See the big toe on that left foot. Power up that right thigh, reach into the outer edge of that right foot. You can flip the palms to soften the shoulders. Re-extend through the fingertips. And then reach the right hand down the back leg. Left knee stays bent. Left arm reaches up. Joyful warrior. And for this grounding practice, I'm going to keep my gaze down towards my back foot. But again, like earlier, if it makes sense for you to reach the gaze up, go ahead and listen to your body. And then with that left arm lifting, press into the left heel to straighten the leg, opening deeper into the left side body through the waist. Feel the breath filling up the left side of the ribs. Then pressing into the soles of the feet, inner thighs hug in, engage the core, come up, arms extend, triangle pose. Left fingertips reach, descend towards the left shin or block, Right arm reaches up. Allow the gaze to rest where it might, neutral, lifted, or grounded. Left shoulder moves back, left ribs roll forward. Stay active in your back leg. And then soften that left knee, release the hands to frame the foot. Pause in the straight leg lunge here. Fingertips reach down. Tail is long. In breath here. And then exhale. Step that left foot up and back. And then bring that left knee forward into pigeon. Take a moment to align the foundation. Your root here is the base of the pelvis. Left knee opens a little bit wider than the hip. Tuck the left toes to straighten the leg. Then lower it down. Internal rotation. Fingertips walk back to the hips. Inhale, lifts the heart. Hug the inner thighs. And then exhale, lower. You can use your block. You can rest your head on stacked palms or the earth. Make every effort to soften your shoulders. Soften the sides of the waist, the sides of the neck. And bring your awareness to the sensations that are coming up in the body. Bring awareness to them without bringing judgment to them. Lao Tzu says, by letting go, it all gets done. The world is won by those who let it go. But when you try and try, the world is beyond the winning. Notice if you're holding any tension in your jaw. Wiggle your lower jaw from side to side. And then place the tip of the tongue behind the top teeth. Allow the tongue to get wide in the mouth and feel that softness, that widening. Move down the throat and that softness move into the area of the heart. Allow that softness to be held on the inside so we can reflect that externally. One more in-breath here. Then slowly walking the hands back, tucking the back toes, stretching it back to downward facing dog. Take a couple rounds of breath here, sometimes lifting that left leg up, rotating the knee. It can feel good if that hip was feeling restricted from holding pigeon. And here is time for an optional vinyasa. You can come to your knees in child's if you like. You can spend a few more rounds of breath here in dog, or if you'd like to come forward to plank and then lower down. Inhale, lift your heart, cobra or up dog. Belly draws in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Go ahead and step your feet halfway forward. Bring a block beneath your hands. Inhale to lift halfway. We're going to move into standing splits here. So starting with grounding on the left foot. Begin to reach your right leg back as if you were preparing for warrior 3. But then release your hands to the earth and walk your left hand back towards your left heel or your left calf. Reach that right leg up and fold the chest in towards the thigh. Your right leg can be internally or externally rotated here. Drop the weight of your head. In breath here. And then exhale, lower the right foot down. Fingertips back to the block. Inhale, halfway lift, nice long spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Bring the weight into the right foot, firm the thigh. Begin lifting the left leg up. Lift from the hamstring, belly draws in, then begin to lower and fold. You can continue to use the block, or maybe walk the right hand behind the right ankle, wrapping it. Reach that left leg up, drop the head, chest comes in towards that right thigh. In breath here. And exhale, lower the sole of the left foot down. We're going to transition once again into squat. So bring the heels out or in and the toes out. Lower the hips. Use a block if you need to. And snuggle both shoulders to the inside of the knees. Crawl the hands forward. So this is like a squat child's pose hybrid. Crawl those fingertips forward, let go of the head, and allow the lower back to open. Allow the weight of the hips to draw towards the earth as you crawl the fingertips forward. Breathing into the lower back, into the sides of the waist, into that thoracic spine and the areas of the shoulders. And then slowly bring the elbows back to the inner knees. Press the palms into the heart. And then we're going to come into seated. You might choose to bring a blanket beneath your hips so that you can sit up tall and also have your strap ready. Flex through the feet. Go ahead and bring the sole of the right foot into the left thigh. Bring the left hand behind, setting up for Janu Shirshasana. Inhale, right arm lifts. Exhale, hinge and reach the chest towards the top of that left foot. The hand might reach the foot. You can clasp onto the outer edge of the foot, and if you like, keep that left hand behind to keep the heart lifted. If you'd like to fold a little bit deeper, you can reach the left hand to the inside of that foot, cross at the wrist, bring the elbows out, and drop the head towards the knee. Alternatively, you can use a strap. Take each end of the strap in a hand. Inhale, reach the chest. Exhale, hinge and fold. Feel that left thigh bone reaching back into the hip socket. Press the left heel into the mat. Feel the shoulders reaching back. In breath here. And then exhale, come back up through to center. Reach that right leg forward. Bring the left sole of foot into that right thigh. Bring the right hand behind. Shoulder reaches back. Inhale, left arm lifts. Exhale, fold, clasping onto the outer edge of the foot or using the strap. Feel that right thigh bone reaching back into the hip. Feel the heart open, lengthening the chest towards the front of the mat. Maybe you want to bring that right hand to the inside of that extended foot, bending at the elbows, wrists are crossed, dropping the gaze towards the knee. And inhale, come to sit. We're going to bring that right foot back in, place the sole of the foot on the mat. Bring the foot to the outer edge of the left leg. So moving into a twist here, you can leave the left leg extended, or if you'd like, you can bring the left heel in towards that right hip. So if both sitting bones are rooted or you're sitting up on a blanket like I am here, that might help you to bring that left leg in. It's not critical for the twist, but it can impact it. Bring the right hand behind. Inhale, left arm lifts. And then exhale, left elbow hinges to the outside of the right leg. Feel that right shoulder reach back. Draw the belly in, get tall in the spine. Soften through the left fingers. In twists, often our breath can feel a little restricted. So when we feel a little restricted with our breath, think about breathing wide, breathing into the side of the ribs. One more in-breath here. And then exhale, bring the chest forward, release the legs long, bring the ankles wider than the hips, and just allow the feet to rock in and out. It's releasing the quads. And then with that left leg extended, bring the sole of the right foot in towards the body. Sit up nice and tall. Bring the right foot to the outside of the left thigh. Again, left leg can stay straight, or we just did this side, so let's do it the other way. Left foot comes in, sit up tall. Now left foot comes to the outside of the right thigh. Right leg can stay extended, or if you like, hug the heel in. Bring the left hand behind. Inhale, right arm lifts. And exhale, right elbow hooks to the outside of the left thigh. Now, if that feels too restrictive or that's a little bit deeper than you'd like, you can always hug that knee into the chest. Get tall in your spine. Rotate at that thoracic area of the spine again. The belly's going to feel a little restricted. Bring the breath wide into the ribs. One more inhale here. And exhale to unwind. Release both legs. Allow them to be nice and wide. Rock them out. Feel the thighs move from side to side. Let go of any action in the legs. Good. And then from here, we're going to come onto our backs. So you can keep the blanket nearby if you like that for Savasana. Otherwise, grab the strap and come all the way onto your back. Allow the soles of the feet to be on the mat. Draw that right knee in. Sole of the left foot can stay rooted down. And just feel the heaviness of the pelvis here. If you like, point and flex your right foot. Maybe make circles, rotate clockwise and counterclockwise. And then finding the strap, placing it around the ball of the foot with each end in a hand. Straighten that leg up. And allow the knee to be straight. So the leg may not be quite vertical. That's okay. Feel the heaviness of that thigh bone drop into the hip socket. And feel the heaviness of the shoulders into the mat. So using the strap as a tool to extend our arms. And then extend your left leg. Bring both ends of the strap into the right hand and begin opening your right leg off to the right. Flex those toes towards the shin. Feel heaviness behind the shoulders. One more in-breath here. Draw your navel in. Exhale, bring that leg up through center. And we're going to put the ends of the strap in the left hand here. And we're not moving into a full twist, but we're opening the outer edge of our right leg. So allow that right leg to cross over the body. And that right hip may pick up, that's okay. But once you start to feel sensation in that outer edge of the leg, that outer hip, maybe in the IT band, which runs down from below the knee up to the outer hips, Pause there and hold. And for a counterbalance, you can stretch your right arm out to a T with palm facing down. Release through those shoulders. And then inhale back up through to center. We're going to bring that left knee in, cross the right ankle. Now here in our supine pigeon. Interlace the fingers around the shin or behind the thigh. Flex through that right foot. Feel that right knee release away. And if this is too much for the back, you can always lower the sole of the left foot to the ground and continue pressing that right knee away. So again, use the practice of deep listening to decide what makes the most sense for you right in this moment. Good. One more in-breath here. Keep that left knee hugging in or draw it in as you release the right sole of the foot to the ground. Interlace around the shin of the left foot, point and flex. And then make circles, clockwise and counterclockwise. And then once again, finding the strap, placing it around the ball of the left foot, extend the leg, allow the shoulders to be heavy, and take a moment to just soften through that leg. Take a moment to bring your attention to the lack of effort in the left leg. Just use as much effort as required as to keep that leg lifted, using the aid of the strap. Notice that thigh bone dropping in. Notice the sensations across the hamstrings. If you curl the toes towards you a little bit, feel the sensation, the muscles of the calves. And then both ends of the strap coming to the left hand. Right leg straightens. And now begin to open that left leg to the left. You can bring the right arm out to a T, palm faces down. Press through that left heel. Feel that opening on the inner left thigh. And then slowly bring that left leg up through center. Bring both ends of the strap into the right hand. And again, we're not moving into a full twist, but we're letting the left leg cross our body. And again, the left hip might lift a little. That's okay until you feel that sensation in the outer hip, outer thigh, the IT band. When you feel that sensation, pause and hold. Maybe extend that left arm out to a T. Relax the jaw here, the temples. Feel smoothness across the face. Allow the breath to be full. Good. And then slowly bring that leg back up through to center. Bring the sole of the right foot to the mat. Release the strap. Cross the left ankle on the right thigh. And you can stay here with that right foot grounded or draw that right knee in. Interlace behind the thigh or around the shin. Find some softness in the shoulders. Stay engaged with your left foot. Good. Take one more inhale here. And lower the right foot down, uncross the leg, bring the feet wide on the mat, stretch the arms out to a T, and go ahead and allow your knees to rock from side to side, keeping those feet wide. Rolling to the edges of the feet in our windshield wiper pose. And then coming back to center, draw the knees into the chest. If there's any other shape you'd like to take before moving into Savasana, please take a moment to do that. And release the soles of the feet to the mat. Release the arms out to the side, palms face up. And extend the legs as wide as the mat. Flap the toes in and out once again. If there's any other props you'd like to bring to your Shavasana, covering up with a blanket, bringing an eye pillow to the eyes, or bolster behind the knees. Get yourself comfortable. Feel the heaviness of the head. Bring the tip of the tongue back to the space behind the top teeth. Feel the wideness and softness of the tongue in the mouth as it travels down the throat. Feel the sides of the neck soften. Allow the shoulders to release. Feel heaviness at the back of the arms and softness in the palms of the hands. Allow the hips to be heavy and grounded. Allow the thighs to surrender. Feel the weight of the legs release. Feel softness at the soles of the feet. I encourage you to take a few more minutes here in Shavasana. We're just about out of time, so if you are ready to complete your practice, draw your knees into your chest. Reach your right arm up overhead, roll onto your right side. Pausing here for a moment, and then pressing your palms into the mat, coming back into a seated position. Allow your palms to rest at heart. Take a moment here to reflect upon the intention you set for your practice. Allow it to move with you off the mat. The light in me honors and celebrates the light in you. As you go out into the world, remember to shine. Namaste.